Cool. So back to Dark Souls 3. So how's everyone doing today? How is oh, that's right, I forgot this is what our guy looks like. Whew. Oh boy. he's coming for you. How is everyone's week been? And weekend and everything? Last time I saw most people was on last Wednesday. But for some of you, probably since last Monday. I finally caught up and got ahead of my the podcast. I kept falling behind on like downloading them and uploading them because it's just been a pretty busy with school stuff. It's been a pretty busy few weeks. So I'm glad to finally be like kind of caught up on that a bit, and so I'm able to actually do stuff like I can actually upload the VODs and everything. Currently enjoying some pizza rolls. That's very nice. That is the true way to live. What flavor pizza rolls do you have? Is spinning around. Combination, nice. That's I like I think I had mentioned this before. I'm not like a huge pizza rolls person, but I do really like the combination pizza rolls. Those ones are very tasty. Oh, he coming. Look at he go. The most superior kind, yes. Very true. All right. So, let's give this another shot. If you remember, the thing that we had discovered is that we can pretty easily deal with the curse thing as long as we just keep track of it and we never like let it get out of hand. But these big guys are a little bit of a problem because they have a lot of health and they do not stagger. I mean, I guess they do after you hit them enough, but they can get a lot of little cheap hits in here and there, so I'm gonna try and avoid using Estus for as long as possible. And that should be fine, just so I don't accidentally overheal. Oh my goodness. The other problem too is that we are limited on Estus, so if we have troubles here again, we can wait to Ember until mid-fight. Alright, this should be the last one, and then we're gonna end up getting the phase 2, I think. I'm gonna try and avoid getting hit by as much as I can. Alright, this is probably them now. Yep. So we want to take out the big guys first. Get a nice backstab will help us deal a lot. But here's where the trouble comes, is that there's just so many of them. Ah! Alright, let's heal up. Alright, he's building up his Kamehameha. Oh wait, no, never mind, that's the curse guys. Alright, we gotta interrupt them. Oh my goodness, please. Whoa, 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 Calmate, guys. Oh, I'm in the bone zone now. Okay. That was very bad. Alright, now he's getting his thing. Let's interrupt this guy from his curse thing. There's one more that's casting I cannot reach right now. Oh my goodness, please. Alright, one of the blue guys is dead. In case you don't know why we're killing the blue guys, it's because they actually will do a heal to the boss. So, we do not want them to be able to do that. There's still the other blue guy, and we unfortunately cannot get to him right now, because he is in the middle of the bone zone. If I can knock him down, nope. Instead, I get knocked down. Nope. Alright, well, there's the knockdown. Not at the time that we wanted it. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Let's, oh, there's too many of these guys now. Excuse me, sirs. Oh, never mind. It was just the one, but he was just going for too long. Alright, where's the blue guy? There he is. Yeah. Please, please. There's so many loss of control effects in this fight. Wow, that was a lunge and a half. All right. Go and stop these guys. There's the one last one. Oops, excuse me, fellas. See if I can get this guy dead here. There we go. Alright, and now it's just the priest as well as any of the curse boys. Alright, good, we got an Estus flask back. We kind of need that here. Oh, come on. Leave me alone. We haven't even really been able to do much damage to the priest himself. Because he's surrounded by so many friends. Ah! Alright. Let's get a nice backstab going. Nice thing is we don't have to worry about our weapon breaking. Although I guess in reality, this would hurt your fists a lot to be just doing so much punching. Oof. That was almost very bad. Alright, can we get a backstab? Nice. Backstabs will help a lot if we can consistently get them, or just regularly get them. That means that's less chance for anything to be attacking us, because you're invincible while you're doing a backstab, so... What in the world is my guy? That guy's doing like a weird punch where he's just winding up forever. Alright. They're all channeling. I can get a little bit of good hits in. I think that also completely interrupted his cast, so... There we go. Alright, we're almost there. We only got 3 Estus left, though. And we gotta interrupt some more curse stuff. Kind of these guys to be doing that right next to each other. Alright, well, we interrupted him, that's what's important. Alright, he's gathering power again. That is definitely not who I meant to hit, but that's fine. I'll get him out of the way. No, you know what? This was a huge mistake. Excuse me, fellas. Okay, I don't need to rush it. I'm almost there. Alright, I'm rushing it. As I get flattened. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, that boss is rough. So, probably one of the hardest bosses with fists only, but we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And now we can become the Archdeacon. There we go. Aren't we beautiful? Let's take off the helmet so we can keep doing fast rolling. I love looking at that, the little face on the top left. Oh, it's terrifying. All right. So what's our current hollowing at? 8. Okay, we're pretty close. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna do a few things. First, we want to level up a little bit with the souls that we got, and we can use the Archdeacon soul to level up even more, because the stuff that you get from it is just like sorcery or miracle stuff. So do that. and level up a few times. Looks like 3 times. Let's get some more damage. We definitely would like some more damage. And then we're gonna start getting our free levels. So because we didn't open up that grave after Abyss Watchers, we can continue to draw out our true strength for 5 total levels. Whoops, and I can do another one. We did okay, yeah, we can do it 2 more times. We already did 1 level beforehand, and then we did 2 here, and we'll be able to do 2 more. But in order to do that, you need to get your hollowing up to 15 is the last part, or like it's, I think at like 3, 6, 9. No, it wouldn't be that, because you get 1 just for free. So I don't know what the exact break points are, because it's not a clean break, but we want to get up to 15 hollowing, and we want to do this before we go into the crypts, whatever it's called, and we don't have anything else we need to do. So I believe in my my original Dark Souls 3 playthrough on this Twitch channel, which I unfortunately forgot to save, so it is nowhere to be seen. I made the joke, I kept making the joke that we were trying to get over to that town over there, and we were just, you know, it was like a really crazy speedrun skip that we were gonna do, and it just wasn't working. But even that joke isn't even original. I just got that from watching Lobos Jr. That's one of the things I've noticed over the years as I've been doing just more things, as I've been talking to more people and doing things like streaming, is that I'm really not very original. I just kind of take what everyone else does. All right, so let's take a look at our beautiful beef jerky boy. I don't know if I like him better now or how he was before. His like lips are like, oh my goodness, that is weird. The way that it's built, it looks like he's like permanently got his mouth open and there's like webbing in between. He looks like a monkey. That he does. It's a very scary monkey. Also, hello Smo, how are you doing? All right, let's head back to Firelink Shrine. You're good? That's very good to hear. Very, very good to hear. Got interested by the title? Awesome. Yeah, we're doing a fists only run. We're still allowing it to use shields, but only for defensiveness. But anytime we're doing damage, it has to be fists. That also means no, you know, nothing like a firebomb. My stats are this right now. We're just going to level up more strength and dex. At the moment, we're just primarily focusing on strength, dex, and vigor. We'll probably, when vigor gets to, I think, 40 or so, we'll probably stop, maybe even 30, we'll stop leveling it for a while and focus primarily on strength and dex, and then we'll probably get some more endurance for some more stamina. And I'm doing pretty all right. Thank you for asking. Been a busy few weeks, but it's the semester, or not semester, my term is done, and I've got like winter break for 2 weeks, so I get to relax a bit. I just defeated, so last stream, at the end of last stream, we defeated Abyss Watchers, and then today we have defeated, just defeated Deacons of the Deep, so we're right about to head into the, catacombs, which will hopefully not be too bad. Most of the time we're just kind of running through everything because everything is really, really dangerous and nasty, but there are a few times that we'll be able to do some stuff. You think you skipped Deacons on accident? Nice. Yeah, Deacons are a pretty out of the way boss, almost as far as you. Nice. Yeah, this is just defeated Old Demon King. Oh, nice. Yeah, Old Demon King, I think, is one of my favorite bosses. It's one of those bosses that it just like, it feels like it just flows really well, but there are a few like wonky hitboxes that end up making me frustrated sometimes. But I'm not looking forward to Pontiff Sullivan. Oh, Black Knight Sword. Yeah, Black Knight Sword is one of my favorites. I love any of the great swords in this game. Not as huge of a fan of the ultra great swords, but the regular great swords are great. Claymore and Hollow Slayer great sword being my favorites, but Black Knight Sword is probably like it's like right behind those other two as my favorite sword. And any of the Black Knight weapons are great, but the sword is just it just works so well. And it's a lot better than what they did in was it Dark Souls 2, where they made it like deal partially fire damage and scale with faith. So it was like really pretty unusable because it required such a high stat investment in order to actually be usable. Oh wow, I got knocked all the way over here. Usually just falls completely off. So we want to kill this guy here. That'll cause this this ball when it reaches the end to explode into a bone shard. Yeah, I've been surprised. Like early on, it was pretty bad. We were doing like I think 9 damage per hit. So Gundyr, Gundyr, like the entire fight, it was a one shot, but it ended up taking I think like 6 or 8 minutes just to kill, maybe even more. But it's or sorry, yeah, bone dust, or yeah, undead bone shard, yeah. It's always so hard to remember. I'm teaching you, nice. Yeah, that was one I never even like knew was a thing until I kind of accidentally found it. Because there's not really any good indication that you can get that those rolling balls actually get destroyed by killing the skeletons with a hat, but that's something that like I eventually looked up. I was like, okay, why in the world does this sometimes blow up and sometimes not? And that's when I was like, oh yeah, you got to destroy the skeletons with a hat, and that'll cause the ball to explode. Oh, that explains a lot. But there's lots of little secrets hidden around in here. Oh boy. Welcome to the bone zone. Oops. So our damage also isn't too bad right now because we are kind of going for a bit of a glass cannon build. So we're going super light armor, but then we're doing Flynn's ring and Covetous Silver Serpent just so we can, because we want to level up a lot. Chlorin Thief for some more stamina, and then Pontiff's Left Eye for some health recovery. Sword Ring would be the best one for us if I could consistently stay at maximum health, but I'm really bad at doing that. And I think if I, oh, oops, that's right, we needed to talk to those people back in Firelink Shrine. By this point in Catacombs, let's see, I guess, so right now I'm level 48. I think that's a bit more than you would really need to be, especially, I mean, if you're using like actual weapons and not doing fists only, you can probably get in here like, if you're like around like level 30, 35 or so, you should probably be fine. It's the big thing is that there's just a lot of enemies in here. So, I guess really the biggest thing is making sure that you have enough Estus flasks and, that you have the bone shards leveled up, so that your Estus flask has been leveled up enough, because it's a bit of a slog to get through here. Oops. But there is definitely nothing wrong with going for some extra health as opposed to, or instead of going for damage stats whenever you need to. I'm trying to remember what sort of level I was on my first playthrough. Just finished streaming Dark Souls for like 7 hours and wanted to see what you missed. Nice. Yeah, it's there's a lot of like really hidden stuff in here, and then there's also a lot of parts where it's like you get to it and it looks like there should be something really important there, and there's like nothing. Been going through and blindly. Nice. Yeah, my first playthrough of this game was really fun. It's like I played through Dark Souls 1 first, and then I did 3. I didn't end up doing 2 for quite a while, but this game is, I think this game is a lot more straightforward than Dark Souls 1, but both of them are still pretty crazy. Finished 1 as well. Nice. Don't like 2. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is pretty all right for me until like hour 10 or so, and then it just starts to get way too tedious to me. So I I usually don't even end up getting through a full playthrough whenever I play Dark Souls 2, just because it ends up taking too much time and feeling like more of the same stuff. Yeah, these guys are so scary. I think they caused me the most problem out of most any enemy in my first playthrough. It's literally made for difficulty. Yeah, that's pretty. Wow, look at that, his sword. Yeah, it's Dark Souls 2. Like, my biggest problem with it is that it feels like throughout the whole game, it feels like they just came up with areas like, okay, how can we annoy the players? Whereas in Dark Souls 1 and 3 is set up like, how can we make the players enjoy this? How can we reward the players? So like, there's so many times where there's like all the hidden enemies in Dark Souls 2 or whatever, and it's just like, okay, you know, it's not very enjoyable to be dealing with. So I enjoy this game because it feels quite balanced. There's still a few enemies that are pretty unfair. Wow, that did not go very well. DS1, the first Black Knight. Oh, that's where your fun started. Yeah, that first Black Knight is really cool because it's like so out of place, and it's like if you're really good, if you know what you're doing, you can get some great stuff. But yeah, the great sword. My favorite, I think, of the Dark Knight weapons is probably the Great Axe, even though it's not very useful. Just because it's got such a fun moveset and like you like grind it on the floor and everything. But then the Great Sword is also amazing, and then the regular just Dark Knight sword is fantastic too. They're all so fun. All right, let's so can we level up? We need 14,000. Yeah, we can probably level up. Liquidate everything. Yeah. Level 39 now. Oh, killed Pontiff's dog is so difficult that I think took me more time than pretty much any than most any enemy in all of Dark Souls 3 was just trying to figure out how to fight those enemies, and I still am not very good at them. Said he had no doll. Yeah, that's the Deacons of the Deep. Crystal Sage. Yeah, Crystal Sage is a nasty one. It's I think it's such a like tedious fight. It's one of my least favorite ones because it just takes so long to do. Oh, hang on a second. I just realized my topic text is incorrect. Sorry, let me adjust that. This is not how Minecraft changed my life, although I did talk about that a while back. Wow, I can't believe I completely forgot about that. That's funny. All right. But yeah, Crystal Sage, I think Crystal Sage, and I'm trying to think of what other bosses really take, like, which other bosses are really just tedious. I guess really, Wolnir is pretty rough. Oh, I thought it was an inside joke. Yeah. No, there's, it is similar to Dark Souls 1, where in order to enter the painted world of Ariandel, or of Ariamis, you had to get the doll from the Undead Asylum. Let's see. So I think we're probably just gonna sneak through. Yeah, Painted World was really cool. I always love doing, there's a little secret where there's the part where you fight the undead dragon, and then at the very end of the bridge is like the dragon's butt, and if you do like a jumping attack like this on it, then it like just stands up and you can just walk past it and skip like 90% of the entire Painted World. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's a really cool area, and it's like, I like how it's very sort of isolated. It's just kind of its own area. You did that, nice. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little skip, especially because it lets you avoid the bone zone with all of the skeletons, the bone wheels. You're too low level and died to normal mobs. Yeah, the normal mobs in Painted World are really nasty. It definitely feels like one of the Like, I guess because it is a completely optional area, so it definitely ends up feeling like one of the toughest parts. All right, we're just kind of sprinting through a lot of these mobs because most of them are kind of unimportant and also very dangerous. Bridge had just a bunch of skeletons and all of them shooting arrows, and then of course they have the shield knight, whatever, the tower knight. All right, let's go and open up the shortcut here. Can't tell if what's her name is up here. I don't think she is. Nah, because I forgot to talk to her. There's the NPC, what's her, Henri of Astora, and she has Horus with her. If you oh, hang on, I want to get these guys across safely. I don't want to kill the bridge yet. If you talk to them back in Firelink Shrine, then you can get Henri to show up here. All right, so talk to them, but didn't see. Yeah, it's so first you have to talk to them at an area earlier in the catacombs, and then you can move on ahead and talk to her here. It's a really weird thing. Oh boy, I just want to get Night Slayer Sorg, but I'm probably gonna die. There's way too many skeletons here. Oh boy, yeah, okay, we gotta go the long way. There's no guarantee that Sorg will even follow me correctly here. We'll see. There's a little secret trick that you can do here that will, like, get a free insta-kill on Night Slayer Sorg so that you don't have to fight him, because he is a very annoying guy to fight. Ah! Oh no! Alright, excuse me, fellas. Look at how many skeletons there are. Just want to get Sorg. Alright, hopefully he's coming with, and if he's not, then we'll just have to come back for him later. Alright. So that will cause these guys to fall. So if Sorg follows us, then he actually will just straight up walk off the ledge, and that's just a bunch of free souls. If he doesn't, then he'll probably come wandering over on the right there. So we'll see. But I'll give him a minute, and if he shows up on the left, then he's probably gonna come walking down. But if he doesn't, then oh well. Hello. I wish I could even just see where he is. Problem is, the way that I normally aggro him to here is by walking to him and then turning back around and walking across the bridge. And unfortunately, I got too many of the skeletons attacking me by that point, so I couldn't go back the normal way. Yeah, it looks like he won't be coming with, so that's fine. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this boss. I don't know how this is going to go, because I normally will, I mean, the problem about Wolnir is that you kind of, like, you need to break those bracelets and they take a specific amount of damage and then they explode. But with fists, those bracelets are going to take a long time to destroy, and we want to destroy the one on the left first because that's the hardest one to reach. So yeah, let's see if we can quick sneak by and get it a little bit. All right, that's not too bad damage, really. Oh boy. Yeah, and now he just put it in a place where we can't even hit, so. Oh boy, all right, time to run. Run! All right, he's gonna come chasing after us. Dunk, dunk, dunk. He always puts that hand in the worst place. Man, and he's loving doing his smoke puke, which is a shame because we're kind of running out of room. Yeah, so the mist just does like ticking damage while you're standing in it, and so you want to run away from it. All right, he's calling skeletons. All right, perfect. So it sucks that he's got some more skeletons here. They're going to make things a little bit tough, but we should be able to kind of just ignore them for the most part. Don't want to get pulled too far back here. There we go, that's 2. These guys do come back, so we'll need to be careful. Making this game harder for yourself. There's a lot of little things that aren't really very obvious. There's a later boss that, like, the only way to realistically kill it is to do a plunging attack on it from above, and it's so hard to get to that plunging attack spot, and it's not very obvious that that's what you need to do. So, whoops. No, there's a dragon later on in a place called Archdragon Peak. Ay, ay, ay. This guy's... Oh boy, gotta get out of here. He's puking. Yeah, big white dragon. Watch speed runs. Oh, nice. Yeah, the story of this game is pretty cool. I think it's probably my favorite of all of the Souls stories. Alright, we're kind of trapped in his hand right now, so I just gotta hope that we can break this bracelet soon. Artorias is greater than all, that's true. Alright, there we go. Yeah, Artorias is great. I love... My favorite thing about this game in terms of the story is Gale. Just because Gale is basically just kind of a nobody, and you fight him, you're also pretty much a nobody, and you're just 2 nobodies fighting at the end of the world, and like it's so fitting. It's like a poetic thing, you know? And the whole the painted world of Ariandel, I think, is what this game's version is pretty cool too. All right. So let's go ahead and let's real quick see if we can get Nightslayer Sorig to appear. And if we can't, then we'll just go down to Old Demon King and the whole that whole area, which is quite a nasty area, but I think we'll probably be able to go through it pretty fast, because all we care about, there's 2 undead bone shards and 1 Estus flask shard in the area. So oh, he doesn't spawn anymore after you kill Wolnir thing. Then never mind, I'll just head my way down to Demon King. Yeah, I usually get it killed before Wolnir, but I completely forgot. Yeah, the actual NPC is really nasty, and like I think the toughest thing about him is that you can't parry like half his attacks because he's using an ultra greatsword. So, all right, we're gonna do a little trick I learned a while back. So this is a mimic, and you can get him to just attack the demon here. Or you can get the demon to just kill him. Sometimes that also works. Died to him and then took a break from the game. Yeah. I think the most frustrating part about the NPC of Nightslayer Sorig is that he's so late in the zone, and then you end up, if you die to him, it's like it just takes so long. Killed this guy with a bow. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Getting this guy from ranged. I love to just aggro as many of the skeletons as I can and have them all attack him. He usually will kill all of them and still have quite a bit of health, but it's at least, it gets rid of the skeletons, because otherwise they're pretty annoying. There's also, especially if you're using a bow or any magic, you can hang out down in this hallway and attack him, because he definitely cannot chase you. Alright. Gonna take a while to kill, but we'll do what we can. Nice. Let's get him to keep killing all the other skellies. I think they're just auto-aggroed on him. Although, of course, he's auto-aggroed on me. Nice. They're doing an actually pretty good amount of damage against him, so it's making this a lot easier. Punch. All right. So one of the reasons why I forget a lot of stuff about where things are in this game. So like I've got almost 800 hours in Dark Souls 3. But a lot of like the most recent, I'd say 200 or 300 hours of that has been playing mods, either the Cinders mod or Convergence mod, which are both great mods. But it's just funny to me because it's like so many of the locations of everything are moved around. Some enemies are different. Like even Wolnir is a completely different boss, like a really cool boss. But it's just funny to me because it's like, man, I just have like forgotten everything about a lot of this game. All right, so we want to get the Shield of Want. I don't remember which of these piles that is. I think it might be one of those ones up there. Whoops. Okay, that was lucky. That was too early of a roll on my part. All right, there's the Shield of Want. Perfect. And now you just want to get over to here. And then once we're here, then we take a breather. So that thing is still going to keep shooting down at us, but as you can see, it does hit straight through this worm and actually deals damage to him. So you don't even have to kill the worm. It's a lot of free souls, and it's going to be a free bone shard. Yeah, this is a secret that took me a while to figure out. But it's especially nice because it's like they hide an undead bone shard in this guy, and the worms are so obnoxious to fight. They're really not easy. So I never really feel bad about about killing him there. Killing him in that way. So actually I should have put on that Shield of Want beforehand, because Shield of Want, we're not going to have the stamina recovery, but oh, actually though, we lose some or we lose our fast roll, so might not be worth it. Let's see, I guess I could just change to something else here. Let's see. The Shield of Want will give you increased soul generation from defeating enemies. So every enemy that I kill, I think it's 20% more souls. So it's basically Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, but on a shield. But it does also stack, and it's like a multiplicative stack. So you can get Covetous Silver Serpent and Shield of Want, and you get a lot of souls from killing enemies. It's pretty sweet. So my first playthrough of Dark Souls 3 actually didn't get any further than I don't think I even ended up getting into Deacons of the Deep. I believe I ended up making it to around that area, and I just got like so annoyed at so much of the game. Like, and a big reason why is because I was going through with a build that I wasn't very comfortable with, and I was doing like what like speedrunners do. I was trying to build kind of like them, and it just wasn't working out, and I was getting so frustrated. And so I decided, you know what, I want to try and figure this out, how to play it on my own. And so I went through and actually did end up learning a lot of this stuff on my own, but it took a lot of time to actually kind of get the practice and the knowledge that I have. A lot of your friends quit at Fair and Keep. I don't blame them. Fair and Keep is probably one of the worst areas of this game. Also, hello, how are you doing? Not the 5-hole. Ooh, we got some good damage against old Demon King here. Hey, thank you for the follow. Taking notes so you can do it on your own file. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is a lot of the sort of principles that come from something like a fist only run do sort of apply for really any run. It's just that like every fight takes a little bit longer in fist only, but not really even that. I mean, like longer, but not like a crazy amount. Then a fist only soul level 1. Oh man. Yeah, that's I've never successfully done a soul level 1. I think that's one I want to try someday, but fist only soul level 1 sounds like a nightmare. So kudos to you on doing that. That is a crazy run. Oh boy. All right, let's get away. I think after a few attacks, I'm actually flinching him. We just have really strong fists. This gigantic thing can't even handle our punches. Dang it. Whew, just barely got out of there in time. That's like, you can roll through that ring, but it's such a tight window, and I'm not very great at it, so I usually just opt to run away from him. Although it's not like it even really hurts that much, all things considered. Nope, that was a way early run or roll. I don't even know what I was thinking. All right, we'll go ahead and try rolling through it on this one. There we go. Yeah, it's not too bad. Although now we want to roll back through it. Wow, he's just spamming that ring attack right now. Let's try and get him out of it a bit. Oh yeah, fast roll. That I guess that's probably the big thing. I very rarely actually play on fast roll. I'm like, oops, that was a bad move. I'm usually doing medium roll. So I had forgotten how useful something like fast roll is for getting through a lot of the these hitboxes. I am looking forward to Demon Prince later on. It's, I think, like, other than Half-Light, like, so Half-Light is one of my least favorite boss fights, but then all other 3 of the bosses of the Ring City DLC are my favorite bosses in all of Dark Souls. I love... Midir and Gale are my favorite bosses by far, and then Demon Prince is right there too, but like Demon Prince is one of those ones that's just like really satisfying. Oh, we're trapped. All right, get away. All right, cool. We done it. Punch, punch, punch. All right. Yeah, it's kind of like Sif, you know. You're kind of like, oh, he's the poor guy. He's got nothing left. He's just just kind of limping his way there. Although, so like, there's always stories people have of like, oh, they felt bad whenever Sif started limping, and so they and then Sif ended up doing like a rogue attack that killed them. I've had that with the demon, the old Demon King, where he's like in his act where he's like kind of putting down his hammer after, like, tries to get up and then puts down his hammer. That will actually deal damage to you. So I've actually I don't think I've died from it, but I have taken damage and had to go running away and healing up and everything, which always feels kind of embarrassing considering he's just lying there doing nothing and you got to run away from him. All right, so let's go ahead and get our Estus Flask Shard and Undead Bone Shard, and then we'll be on our way to Irithyll. And Irithyl's where things are going to get a little bit tough. Because we got 3 really nasty bosses that'll be coming up there. Oops. So I think for me, the hardest one, well, the hardest one is going to be Yorm. That fight takes a really, really long time. But the second hardest is probably going to end up being Pontiff, just because you like have to get the parries in order to actually be able to do him. Especially on soul level 1 or on fist only, because the fight will take so long otherwise. And then Aldrich will be really nasty just because of the the arrows are like I'm so bad at dealing with the arrow attack in phase 2. Yeah, I'll be doing all bosses. Nameless King is such a good fight. I love that one. And yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to use the Storm Ruler, and I want to do the what's it called? The Onion Knight. What in the world is his name? Sigurd quest, but up until the point where he actually helps you, because I don't want him to actually help for the boss fight, because you know, that would make it too easy, and we're not doing things in an easy way over here. So we'll do that boss completely solo fist only and see how it goes. Nameless King is going to be an interesting one though, because I guess I didn't even think about, like, phase 2 is no problem. I love phase 2 of Nameless King, but phase 1 is with the dragon, it's got such a small, or such a difficult to reach hitbox. That fight is going to be really nasty. Alright, we've got a few enemies chasing after us, so we're gonna want to get through here even faster now. One of your struggles on the run. The dragon, yeah. Not surprised. That's I hadn't even thought of. I think really like Midir at least has just a very big hitbox. The Nameless King dragon is so like thin and moves around so much and everything. That one's gonna end up being a real mess. I'm already getting attacked there. Alright, I guess I'll just go over and get our Estus Flask Shard. We don't even need to actually turn off the the ballista, because there's not anything else worth getting. If we were actually upgrading weapons, then it would be kind of worth getting, because there's a bunch of like large Titanite shards in there. And if we had done the Honorary of Astora questline, we could meet Horus there, but all right, let's get ourselves another Estus Flask. Did what? Yeah, again, not really much of a reason to give him the Ferron Coal there, because we are not adding any sort of infusions to our equipment. I don't remember if you can add infusions to shields. I know you can't do it to the Shield of Want, because that is a special shield. You can't do infusions to any sort of special equipment unless you're playing modded. Yeah, like for anyone that's actually played all the way, that's like played through all the way of Dark Souls 3 multiple times and everything, Convergence mod is great. It's a really cool way, like a new way to experience the game. Cinders was great, and then they've made a lot of changes that I don't want to say I don't like, but just a few changes I'm kind of just like, it starts to feel like it's a lot of changes done for the sake of being changes. Done Cinders but not tried Convergence. Cinders is basically like a bunch of additions to Dark Souls 3, whereas Convergence I feel is more like a complete like changing of the game, like fundamentally. It's got new bosses. The redone Pontiff Sullivan fight is insane. It's got moves from Ishin's Sword Saint. This is where you are. So this will all be new territory. Although you said you've seen speed runs, so you probably kind of know about what sort of stuff is coming. All right, I'm very bad at fighting the Pontiff beasts, so we'll see how this goes. They've just got infinite stamina. Whoops, that's right, I forgot those hitboxes. I think the hardest part about the Pontiff beasts is that you really like when you need to like take a second to heal, you kind of can't, because they have so much stamina. They just kind of keep going after you. Like the flop attack. I'd like to attack his head a bit, but my fists do not really reach far enough. Also, I don't need to fight the Pontiff Beast, but I kind of want to. Set nightmares to rest. Also, I'm going to be doing the 2 Pontiff Beasts later on, just because I can. Oof, that was an interesting hitbox. Oh boy, yeah, I saw that one coming. Yeah, it's, I think they dropped the ring that makes you do more damage over time with punching, Pontiff's right eye, so probably going to use that over the Karthus milk ring. Left eye is pretty good, but the HP it restores isn't that noticeable. I mean, when you're attacking for a really long time, it's pretty noticeable, but it's hard to get enough attacks for that to be as noticeable. Pontiff's right eye, though, that damage increase is pretty noticeable, and there's a lot of enemies that will be able to get opportunities to attack that often. Pretty much all of the DLC, well, again, not including Half-Light, but all of the DLC bosses will have some good opportunities for that. And it's like, realistically, I should be using the Lloyd Sword Ring instead of the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, but in my eyes, the amount of extra souls that I'm getting from Covetous Silver Serpent is pretty worth it. Realistically, though, an important thing to kind of, like, one thing that I noticed while I was playing, whenever you fight bosses and defeat bosses, you get about 10-15 seconds before they actually give their souls to you, so you can very quickly just go in and actually change any of these things around. So like when it comes to the actual boss fight itself, I can switch to Grass Crest and like Lord's Sword Ring, and then just at the last second switch away over to the Shield of Want and the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, and that will allow me to get the benefit of all the souls. I'm still keeping them on throughout all of the normal navigating through places, just because any little bit of souls I get here I would like to get boosted. But these enemies really they suck a lot, and they especially suck when you can't like stagger them at all with longer range weapons. So I am happy to go sprinting through here as fast as possible. Also, I gotta quick go back. There's actually, I guess there's actually like two things. I should probably go back and do the Henri of Astoria questline, and then I should go and nice, we ducked under it. I should go and talk to Yulia of Londor. So let's real quick go back and do that quest. I just realized this was actually a bad bonfire to go to for this, but oh well. Actually, yeah, no, we'll just go back. Wong. So hopefully we can actually still do the quest line. I'm not sure if anything gets broken because of us having already defeated what's his name, Pontiff. Or not, we haven't defeated Pontiff. Already defeating Wolnir, sorry. Yeah, we can just go over this way. We're gonna get a few extra enemies, but we might do a save and quit to reload the area so that we're not getting chased. Ah! Broke my stagger. Woo! So many skellies. It's always one of the toughest parts about doing a fist only run, is there is a lot of just run through enemies. Alright, let's see. Alright, good, she's here. Okay, cool. So then let's go ahead and go back. We'll go to the Wolnir's bonfire and go talk to Henri there, and then we'll go down and kill Horus. And we didn't disable the ballista, so we are still going to be getting shot at, but that's fine. It's not like that dangerous because you can just roll whenever it's about to land, and you can just avoid pretty much everything. Installing conversions now. I would recommend doing offline. I think there's some way, I don't know exactly how, but I think there's some way to do online conversions, like both to allow friends to work with you and also to allow invasions. But I've never actually tried that, so I don't know for sure. But I play in offline mode pretty much primarily, so I I would imagine that works well. Also, I believe there's a Convergence mod actually made their own special like downloader software that works pretty well. So, oh, there's Horus down there. So that's a good option too. I think it goes a little bit faster. That's what you're using. Nice. I would download it from Nexus mods normally every time, but it got to the point where it was just like, okay, I'm so sick of it taking like 30 to 40 minutes just to download the update, or sometimes even more than that. Because if you don't pay for Nexus mods, like if you don't actually, I think it's like either support them on Patreon or just buy a subscription or something, then you're capped at I think 2 megabits per second or I think megabits per second. So only took you 30 seconds on the free. Nice. So we wanted to talk to Henri to continue her quest line. Essentially, you talk to her at the first location, which was right around the start of the catacombs, and then the second location was there, which is right before Wolnir. And as soon as you talk to her both those 2 times, then you want to go down over into here, and you want to fight Horus and defeat him. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. So alternatively, you can go down here, discover Horus, and then tell her. And if Horus is still alive, he'll kill her, and that kind of ends the storyline there. Oh, nice, he glitched in. All right, cool. But we want to kill him, and then she'll end up showing up later on. Yeah, so that's, if you don't do the quest line, then this will just be empty with nothing in there. So let's go ahead and see if I can do some parries. I haven't parried this guy in a long while. I don't think you can parry that attack. Because I need some good parry practice for Pontiff. Tried to kick me. I'm not even blocking. Come on, Horus. He's just afraid. Whoops. See, that was a perfect opportunity to parry, and I just didn't take it. Oh my goodness, Horus, please. I mean, I'll just punch you to death. That's fine. You're here, but there was nothing. Nice. I don't know why I keep trying to parry his kicks. That's like literally the only thing that you guaranteed will never be able to parry is a kick. Nope. I actually don't know if you can parry that attack. You probably can. I'm getting all the timings wrong. I've never actually parried Horus, so I don't know how this goes. Come on, buddy. Alright. Enough with the parries. I'm just gonna try and kill him. You die now, Horus. Luckily, he staggers every punch, so... And we're getting some nice benefit from the Pontiff sword ring. You fool! You put your guard down. Alright. So, I mean, Horus is pretty easy because he doesn't do much damage, and he also just doesn't attack very often. I mean, like, you know, we're wearing such light armor right now, so... Oh, I just realized this puts us into medium roll. I had no idea. There we go. Alright, and now we can go back to the chapel there. Yeah, Convergence is really big on spellcasting, although I have done a playthrough with melee only, and it worked out really well. But, like, you can tell it definitely is more built in a way, like, it's built to sort of emphasize using casting. But, like, the spell stuff is really cool. Like, there's like, light sorcery, which does lightning damage, I believe. There's, like, a physical sorcery, there's regular crystal sorcery, which is like what we have normally, and there's also like dark sorcery, but then there's also like blood hexes, which cost a little bit of health too and deal a ton of damage. There's like special hexes that scale with sorcery that deal like ticking damage, and also like have summons and everything. There's like a necromancer. There's all sorts of new sort of spell casting things that are really, really cool. So it's pretty fun. So little secret thing here. So Henri, we're doing the storyline that involves her and Yulia of Londor. If you instead go over here and kill one of these, I believe it's this one on the right here. This one is actually one of the Yol of Londor people in Chameleon. So if you kill them, then that interrupts the quest line. It causes Yulia to cut off all ties with you, and you're no longer able to continue that. But you're able to do Henri's quest line, which involves going and fighting with her to fight Aldrich, which is kind of cool. So let's real quick go back to Firelink and continue the Yulia storyline. But yeah, it's Convergence mod. I think the big thing about it, invading someone, going Chameleon next to it, and they killed Yol. Oh, that's sad. The turtle died in your world. Oh, it's so tragic. It's always sad when the turtle bros die. Let's see, do we want anything here? I don't think so. I don't even care about a Ring of Sacrifice. That's the funny thing. I've played this game a whole lot, and early on I was always like very, very into making sure I get like, I don't want to ever lose any of my souls. So if I have like more than 10,000, I'll use a Ring of Sacrifice as like a primary thing. Now that I've played the game a whole lot, I don't really care about Rings of Sacrifice ever. I could have like 100,000 souls and just keep going through. And if I lose them, I lose them. If I don't, I don't. Obviously, I don't want to lose them, but if I do, it's not the end of the world. And that's, as Dark Souls is really good at teaching you to be okay with losing things. But yeah, it's Convergence. One of the big things about Convergence is just that it makes like every weapon special, and it puts in a bunch of custom move sets to weapons. So it's like, even for doing spellcasting stuff, you still want to be using weapons, and it's really cool. It's actually pretty well built, and your best chance of like being most successful is by using both magic and melee, but you can still get along really well with just melee. It just makes a few of the bosses a little bit scary. So keeping the turtle guy alive, he dies as soon as you've entered the catacombs of Karthus, or more specifically, as soon as you've killed the Abyss Watchers and opened up the path. How you go to the end and there's like the thing that like goes pushing forward and everything, and then you can go down the stairs. As soon as that pushes forward, Yol will die. So you can get 5 free levels out of him if you get your hollowing up to 15 or greater. In order to start leveling up your hollowing, you have to die first, I don't think you have to die, but you have to talk to him and tell him you want to draw out the true power or something, and then every time you die, you get 1 hollowing. At certain breakpoints in there, you can get another free level, up to like 5 total free levels, and every one of those free levels you do, it makes you get more hollowing the next time you die. But most people will do it that you'll level with Yol, and then you'll go to a place that's quick to die and just die 15 times, and then go back to Yol and get the remaining 4 levels. As soon as you do that, he will die the next time you see him, and then be replaced by Yulia of Londor. So he basically is going to die no matter what, but if you want to continue the quest line, you need to do the 5 free levels from him. Oops, I thought that was a backstab. We do not want this guy to transform. Alright, cool. Let's get ourselves an Undead Bone Shard. And move on. Yeah, I mean, 5 free levels is really, really nice. So yeah, it's like, the nice thing about it is that if you miss that, it's really not a big deal. The only thing that's really that you're gonna notice by missing that is that you will get invaded by a Londor Pale Shade later on if you haven't done the quest line. And I think too, you're not allowed to use any summons during the final boss, which for a lot of people doesn't really matter. A lot of people choose not to use summons throughout the normal playthrough, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But let's see, can I make this? Nope. Whoa. Oh, that's right. I thought I was stuck sprinting there, but I just had my left hand. I've got one of those programmable controllers So I've got these two buttons on the back here that you can click in, and they'll I have them both programmed for B, and so I forgot that I was holding the one button down. All right, so we're going to, let's see, about 100 starting classes. Yeah, there's a lot of starting classes, and I think there's even a few more builds you can do. One of the runs I did that was really fun, but I wouldn't recommend it as a first one because it's a very weird playthrough, is the I don't remember what it's, the Alchemist, I think. Where all the other classes are built up on being like, you know, I'll use magic, use weapons or whatever. The Alchemist is like you use fire bombs, and you get fire bombs for every type of element. You can have up to 99. You can craft them. Like, it's really crazy stuff. No summons, yeah. It is funny because it's like I'll do summons a lot, just whenever I'm kind of just like wanting to get through the game. If I'm like, you know, oh, okay, it's this boss again, you know, I don't want to really have to pay too much attention on it. But most often I like to try and do no summons, just because there's something that feels more satisfying about when it's just you against the boss. But I have absolutely no problems with summons. There are a few bosses, like specifically in Dark Souls 2, I refuse to do the Belfry Gargoyles without a summon. That fight is so unbelievably stupid, and I don't like to do it. Actually, no, we're gonna first, yeah, we're gonna go meet with Sigurd, give him his armor just so that we can get him to kind of start showing up here, and then we will do, again, we'll do everything up until freeing him so that he doesn't join us on the fight against, what's his name, Yorm. So we're gonna go ahead and say hi to him, free him from his shackles. You're screwed. It's, let's see, only use the summon on Old Demon King. Nice. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think, really the only bosses that, like, I feel like, so like there's a lot of bosses that are really, really tough, but not really too bad. I think a summon on, summons on Pontiff Sullivan, the first boss of Irithyll, like completely changes how the fight feels. And if you don't use a summon, like, you have to be doing the parries, and if you do use summons, then you can just kind of brute force your way through it, and it feels like a lot of the other bosses. But then against like the main final boss, I think it's usually pretty nice, but used it as bait but not real damage. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of times how best to be using summons in this game, is just because they don't do a whole lot of damage, but they're really good for just distracting the boss for a while. I would, however, not recommend using summons on Dark Eater Midear, partially because I think that boss is one of the best bosses ever, and it's really satisfying to do without another person, but also because the boss has so much health, and summons do not do very well on it, and if they die early on, that fight takes forever. There's some guy called Kukuku. See, if a boss can be parried, you never summon. True, yeah, that's the tough thing, is that when they when you lose the aggro, it becomes very hard to actually get a good parry. Oh, jeez. All right, let's get a backstab right off the start. Nope, missed it. All right, let's try and knock Elva off. I'm glad, oops, I was gonna say, I'm glad that we stagger Alva with all of these fist hits, but then there was not a stagger, so never underestimate the whip. Yeah, the whips are pretty silly. Whoops, that was a huge mistake. I might die from this. Yeah, oh, man, Alva does so much damage. I tried to do a whip-only playthrough, and I got as far as... actually, I got as far as the last DLC, as Ringed City, but by that point, I was just like, alright, I can't take this anymore. But it's like, whips are really, really cool. I just wish that there were more of them in this game, because it doesn't feel like there are really any, like, great ones. Like, they're fun, they're pretty cool to use, but they're all very impractical. Although, again, this is... I don't do PvP in this game, so I don't know if that really applies for PvP. They might actually be really, really good in PvP for all I know. Just wish they had better AR. Yeah, same here. That's like the biggest problem with them, is that they just, oh boy, they just don't do enough for the sort of commitment. Oh boy. All right, let's see if I can get Alva off. PvP is their niche. Yeah. AR attack rating, so they're just the amount of damage that they deal is just not enough to compensate for the cost of using one. Man, Alva loves spamming that. Ow. I've done it before. It's really hard, but you can get Alva to, you can like get a backstab and kind of push her off. Oh, well, okay, I didn't even have to push her off. She's just like, nah, I'm done. All right. So, Irithyll Dungeon, we're also going to be just kind of sprinting through. But there is some pretty useful stuff here. So your favorite weapon, yeah, Witch's, I don't think I've ever used Witch's Locks, but I think that's, that one's generally like one of the best ones from what I've noticed, especially because it like does more than just normal attacks, like it does fire damage and everything. All right, don't be tricked. Don't try and pick that up. I mean, you can pick it up afterwards, but if you do try and pick it up, this guy will push you right off. And it's only like, I think, one fading soul, so yeah, it's not even worth it. I hate these guys. Yeah. Also, there's this little guy hanging out against the wall. I never noticed him until, like, very recently. Oops, I forgot to open up the checkpoint, but it should be fine. Ow. Alright, so we'll kill the guys here, just because we want to kill the Mimic coming up here, so I want to make sure that we're not getting attacked by other dudes while we're doing it. These guys do get staggered if you roll into them, so if you're having trouble, just try and roll into them a bit. It'll get them to stop attacking you for a moment. Alright. Unfortunately, no demon to help us fight this guy, so we gotta do it all on our own. Always hit chests, yeah. That's the worst is in DS2, where if you hit chests and they're not mimics, you can actually destroy them and ruin the loot inside. That was always one of the most annoying things to me, but at least in these games there's no penalty for hitting them, so that's especially when they are set up in such a way that it looks like they're trying to hide that the chain is poking out. It's like, you know, they're obviously trying their best to get you. We'll just go down here. It's fine. Can even see them breathing. Yeah. Yeah, they the mimics are a lot easier to catch in this game than they have been in a lot of the other games. I wonder if they're going to end up having mimics in Elden Ring. Speaking of, whoops, I'm sorry, I keep accidentally hitting the mic. I'm sorry if that is loud. Oh, same here. Yeah, I would love to see a bonfire mimic. I kept hoping that in like Convergence or Cinders or any of those, that they would somehow find a way to get a bonfire mimic, but so far no such luck. But someday it's going to be like the sword is like poking directly up, or it's like just a standard great sword instead of the Firelink one, and that's the only way for you to actually be able to tell. It'll be so awesome. So when Elden Ring comes out, I will definitely be streaming that, as long as it's actually working. You know, I mean, sometimes these games come out and they're not workable, but I have a feeling that one will be just fine. So when it comes time for Elden Ring, that'll be like a big thing that we're streaming on the channel, because I am excited for that game. I love the Souls series. And I'm also really hoping someday for a Bloodborne PC port, because I've never gotten a PlayStation 4 or 5, so I've never actually experienced it. Yeah, I mean, it's like Elden Ring has so much going for it right now. You know, it's got George R.R. Martin working on the story with the Dark Souls normal people, which, like, you know, FromSoft is really good at making good stories. It's also got just the same standard guys making the systems. From the gameplay things I've seen of it, it looks like it's going to feel very much like Dark Souls 3, with like some changes, obviously, a lot more platforming and movement, but also a massive open world. So I am very excited. Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, ever since No Man's Sky, I've stopped doing pre-orders, but Elden Ring is, I'm thinking I might end up doing one, because that game is looking pretty sweet. Oh boy, he's up here. Get out of there. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest problem I think I would have with playing Bloodborne on PS4 or PS5, which is why I really want to see it get a PC release, because 20 to 30 FPS is just really tough. I can't play games without them having a like good 60 or so, like even like 50 or 40 frames per second, but like 30 or below is just way, it's like just weird and frustrating to watch. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Dragon Torso, yeah, I'm contemplating if I should use that. It requires me to have no armor on, so might be a little bit scary, but it does give us some defense and resistances just by having it, so it might be worth it. Always funny when people use that in the head. Yeah, the head breathe fire on you and everything. Profaned capital. So we're gonna go over and actually, we don't even need to do any of the stuff over in the other area. I think we could just go here, get our bone shard, and then go. I've never done a no-hit run. I probably never will. I mean, never say never. I might do it at some point, but I think, like, to me, the idea, I love runs like a Fist Only or Soul Level 1, because it's like, I think the whole idea of hitting this challenge that's like, you can spend like hours on it, but then end up completing it is great. Whereas for something like a no-hit run, it's like, oh, you can be in for like 2 hours and then all of a sudden you get hit once and then you die, and then it's all over and you have to start over. So that sort of stuff is kind of like, I don't know about that. But like the people that have done no-hit, like, you know, you've done it a few times, that really is absolutely crazy. I will very gladly say anyone that can do a no-hit run of this game reliably, or just like really at all, they're probably better than me at this game, because it is really tough. Oh, lingering fire by mid-air at the end of the run, that is brutal. Yeah, that and that's, I mean, you know, that's the entire run just down the drain after that point. That would be so painful. Oh man, I feel for you there. Whoops, I don't know why I went to here. I wanted to go to Distant Manor. It's enough to make a grown man cry. That's why you don't do them anymore. I don't blame you, yeah. That's, it seems like it would be very stressful, and I think that's like the big thing to me is like, I like these fist-only runs because it's like, yeah, you kind of got to keep focused during the boss fight, but as soon as the boss fight's over, you can relax until the next boss fight, and you can just kind of goof around. Whereas for that, it's like you're constantly like laser focused on what's going on. I think if I ever did a no-hit run, I would probably want to do it with like barely any talking, and at that point it wouldn't really be fun to watch. But you know, I've done most of the Dark Souls challenge runs I've done have just been like using this weapon only, or using this type of magic school only. So like one of my favorite ones was the pyromancy only, because especially against mid-air, where he's resistant to everything that pyromancers do other than the whatever spew boulder. So I had to fight mid-air just with spew boulder, and it was really fun but really tough. Problem is, it's never the bosses or anything. It's always some mob with a crossbow. Yeah, well, that's the worst part is the Ringed City DLC, that stupid Earthen Peak Ruins. Those angels that shoot the light down at you are like my absolute worst enemies in this game. I am so bad at avoiding the stuff that they shoot. And just the idea that I would make it so far into a run and then it hit Earthen Peak Ruins and lose to those guys would just be a nightmare to me. Yeah, let's get this guy out of here so I'm not getting shot. I don't have to fight this guy, but I kind of want to. Just because I can. Whoa, look at that maneuver. Oops. This reminds you of DS1. Yeah, this area is pretty cool. Well, and there is a later area that will definitely remind you. Yeah, it'll definitely remind you of Anor Londo. Yeah. Anor Londo used to be one of my favorite places in Dark Souls, and then the more that I've played it, the more I'm like, I don't really like Anor Londo, because it's just filled with like all of the stuff up on the rafters, and then like multiple times that you need to go on like super thin paths. It just gets annoying, but then it's got pretty much one of the best bosses. Yeah, it's got Smo in your name. It's Ornstein, and Smo is I think Sif is my favorite boss from Dark Souls 1, but Ornstein and Smo is like such a close second. It's such a good fight. Yeah, I can probably guess who you like as as a boss. Ugh. Yeah, dogs are going to be nasty, and the problem is they teleport, so we can't really afford to not fight them. I mean, we kind of can. I have a friend that's called Ornstein. Nice. Oops, I thought I blocked that. Nice stun lock. Playing a lot of games duo, nice. Like the true Ornstein and Smo. Yeah, we got another wave of dogs coming up here. All right, there we go. Man, I hate the dogs in this game. You don't have the dump truck like Smo. Yeah, Smo is quite the thick knight. Oh please. The worst part about fighting dogs is that you end up just getting impatient and just start punching, and so then you just start getting hit by everything. But they attack too fast. All right, there we go. Probably super skinny. Yeah, he just has a bunch of padding, like a bunch of foam. He's got like those little little packing things, the little capsules that they put in packing stuff, or maybe a bunch of bubble wrap. You can watch a lot of lore on him. Nice. He's a really cool character. There's, I believe, some connection to Smo and Aldrich, but I don't remember what exactly that connection is. Either that they're the same person, or that Aldrich ate Smo, or Smo ate Aldrich or something. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But I mean, the whole Dark Souls series has some really cool lore. Smo was a cannibal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like he was like cannibal and like super, like one of the reasons why he wore all this big armor and everything was because he was like, he just ate like everything and everyone. So it would make sense that they may end up being the same person. Is that Smo, after he ate enough people, he just turned into this weird gelatinous goo. All right, now we can just run through the rest of the area. Hey, Fire Lord, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. You're just in time for what's going to be one of the hardest bosses for a while, for me, because I'm very bad at parrying this boss, especially phase 2. Aldrich ate Smo. Okay, that's why his armor is here. I see. Yeah, I can never remember exactly what the relation is there. Darn, you got a... You're doing pretty good. That's great to hear. Very, very great. Oh boy. Just happy when you saw the dragon armor. Sadly, no Ornstein. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I believe there was some other connection with Ornstein and the, Nameless King. Something like, Ornstein worked with the Nameless King at some point, like followed under him or something. But I gotta watch some more Vati video stuff, try and catch up on that. Yeah, his main knight. Oops. Ah, dang it. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. My reprogrammable controller has some annoyances where it tries to kind of like reprogram if I hit the pause button at the same time as either of the back buttons. So sometimes I have to remember how I reprogram it back. All right. So we've got a good amount of damage, not a whole lot of defense. I'm thinking it actually might be worth really tanking up for this fight, because missing a parry is pretty bad. But I don't know. Let's see, how much... So I could do this. Maybe this would just be fine. I mean, it's not great armor, obviously, but that's a pretty decent amount, so that might be good enough. So, yeah, this is going to be a nasty one. So Pontiff Sullivan is one of my hardest bosses. I love the boss. I think it's really cool, but it's one of my hardest ones because he's got very particular parry times. So the fact that I am not using too much stamina to do attacks means we'll have plenty to do rolls and parries, but we have to get a lot of parries. And during phase 2, it becomes really, really hard to do parries. So we'll see how it goes. I may die a few times here. I have a feeling against Aldrich, it'll probably be it'll probably be between like 1 and 3 attempts, and like Dancer probably same thing, but this guy might be quite a few. We'll see. Or I might get lucky and get it on the first try. Probably not, though. The look of your souls, we're back in 2016 again. Yeah, look at that. Alright, first attack is easy to parry. Oof. 306 is a really respectable amount of damage. Oh, I was late. Dodge that. I don't remember if you can parry that one. Nice, that was a partial parry, but still allows us to get some damage. Yeah, that's a surprisingly high amount of damage for fists only. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, right, yeah. Yes, I'm getting a lot of partial parries, but getting serious Little Mac vibes. Yeah. Oh, leap. I could have parried that attack, but was a little scared. Nice. That was a lucky parry. Alright, he's going into phase 2 now, so this is where it's going to get a little scary. Alright, back up. I can still parry him during this phase, but it's a lot harder to do. So... Alright, yeah, I didn't remember if you could parry that attack or not, so I tried and very much failed. Oof. Alright. Leave me alone! Ah! Alright, we good. You can parry that one. I'm very bad at it. I'd like him to do a leap, but he might just do a teleport. There's yeah, he summons his shade during this phase, which will cause him to take less damage, but it'll also do all of his attacks before he does them, so... Nuts. Keep on rolling, 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 rolling. My inner tumbleweed. Oof. I'm surprised that roll was too late. Oh, he's spamming. Oh boy, get out of here, get out of here. It's a shame. I think I can parry that attack, but it's a bit of a tough one. There we go. And the parries will deal full damage to him, so if we can get a parry off, it's really good. The other option is to kill his shade. He'll resummon it later, but that'll give us a little bit of time. But... Oh, did not even see who's doing that. Ow, no! And so it begins. Alright. I'm not even going to try and parry that one. I think you can, but it's really hard. Good. Alright. Yeah, that's a very, very easy attack to parry, like, compared to all his other attacks. So if I can bait that one out. Nope. Too late, or too early on my roll. Quick, get in for the riposte. Ah, dang it. Alright, we're close. We just got to get 2 more good parries. Just outrange that. Oop. He did a different attack than I thought. Oh my goodness, please! Oh, you'll only be able to play with other people that are banned, dang. That's a shame. Oof. I think that actually would have been a parry if I was just facing the correct way. Alright, can't do anything with that. That's what Steam family accounts are for, that's true. I've never actually... Oops, I always roll early on that. I've never actually done a Steam family share thing, but I know a lot of people use that. Alright, quick riposte. Dang it. I'm like not close enough for any of these parries, or for any of these ripostes. Oh. He delayed it by an amount. Alright, so we're out of heals now, so we kind of gotta do this right now. Oh boy. Do that for a little bit. Quick riposte. Alright, good. Did this kill him? No, one more hit. Yay, we did it. Whew. First try. That was one of the ones I was the most afraid of. Just, I'm like really bad at the parrying on Pontiff, but we did it. Not bad, thank you. Yeah, I've got to get more practice. Most of the time that I fought Pontiff, I like brute forced my way through not doing parries, and it would be like I would try and do some parries and then I just would fail on the first few and be like, I'm not doing it anymore, and just give up on that and brute force my way through. But you take a lot of damage if you don't go for parries. Of course, I took a lot of damage when I did go for parries, but I would take even more if I tried to just work my way through there, especially considering during the second phase he takes reduced damage. Grab him some stacks, no problem. See you when you're back. Let's go indeed. All right, let's get a little bit more health, because our health is woefully low. And then let's change out of this Archdeacon garb. Garbage, haha. Funny joke. Believe it was this. Did we have the gloves too? No, we did not. Right. Oops, how much was it that I needed to level up again? 21. Yeah, whatever. Alright. So we've got a little bit more health. That's going to help us. So now let us make our way from there to our next location. And the next boss is going to be Aldrich. And then before we do Yorm, we're actually going to go through and do Dancer and Dragon Slayer armor, because I want to get as strong as possible before I get to Yorm, just because that fight is going to take forever. So I want to make sure I can actually have the best possible chance at it. both in terms of health and damage dealt. Oh yeah, that's right, there is an Estus shard over here. I was trying to remember if there was a reason to even go up here, but there is. Oops. And see, like right there, I'm pretty sure it's Convergence mod, there's a mimic there, either a mimic or just a regular chest. And so I'm so used to that being a chest. But I believe now there's a mimic with an Estus flask shard over here. We'll see if I'm right. I'm right about the mimic. Hey yo, this area, yeah. Yeah, you'll probably notice oh, whoops. I don't know how in the world that got me. I should have just save quit, but whatever. Oh, I'm still alive. That's surprising. Oh, yeah, this one might be the ring. Either way, we'll kill him because you looked at me funny. All right. Need to get my very good whatever those items are. Let's see. Oh, the ritual spear. That's right. Man, it's been so long. Actually, so I'll bet you what I'm thinking of is in Cinders, that's an Estus flask shard, and in Convergence and in this mode, or in Standard, it's not. No co-op mod, because you would gladly play New Game Plus 2. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the New Game Plus modes in this, in any of the Dark Souls games. I don't know why. I think it's just because when there's not that same, like, level up progression, it's not as enjoyable, but, doing, like, New Game Plus with, like, with other people is pretty fun, I can imagine. I've never actually really played Dark Souls with friends, because I don't know a whole lot of people that are really into the Dark Souls playstyle, so, unfortunately, have no insight on that. Alright. Let's fight both of these two guys for no reason other than just because I can. Luckily, these guys do that lightning attack, so that gives us a little bit of time to get a few attacks. Friends don't play DS anymore, dang. Yeah, the whole having to be embered is pretty frustrating, especially considering there's such a limited amount in a normal playthrough. Yeah, it's killing both of them will cause the Ring of Favor to be dropped, which is a pretty nice ring, but it's not that great. But you can also just get the +3 pretty easily in the Ringed City, which is the one that I usually like to use, because that one's actually like a really good ring. Infinite stamina. I do not want to be down here. Yeah, there's a second one all off in the distance. If we kill one of these guys, like, they stay dead after you kill them, so if we kill him and then die to the second one, we'll only have to fight the second one, but this whole area, like, this whole thing is completely optional. Woo! It's a rare attack. Come on. This guy actually individually doesn't drop anything, this guy or the other one, like, it's just upon killing both of them. Wow. This guy has got some wacky hitboxes. Unfortunately, we can't really, like, if you can attack the heads of these Pontiff beasts, you can stagger them and get a good, like, really powerful riposte. But considering he's got infinite stamina, and also my fists have like no range. It is very much not possible for us to attack his head with any reliability. There's the second attack, I knew it. And a third attack into the second one. Fourth attack into the third. Yeah, so I mean, it's possible we'll be able to kill the next guy without using more flasks, but not likely, so we'll give it a go. Cool. We got trampled. Stamp and trample, crush and crumble. Alright. Let's hit him in his butt. I think the thing that's getting me is that I keep trying to attack the head, and then also that happens, and like I did hit the roll button, but I must have not released it at the right time. Yeah. Pontiff made these dogs? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, went out and got a bunch of feathers, taped them onto his doggos. Okay, please do an attack that I can attack after, that I can follow up with and punish. Alright, there we go. Oh, I was expecting a third attack there. Oh, bad attack to try and punish. Good. Oh, I did not want to stagger him there. I wanted him to keep going. I can't even see where I am anymore. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing. Yeah, Dancer is like aesthetically one of the coolest bosses. Just and atmospherically, it's just such an awesome one, like the reveal and the movement and everything. If only he would like get staggered by charging into the wall. Expecting a third attack. Thrilling gameplay. I don't know how neither of those punches hit, but there, I was gonna say at this point I think I'm just waiting for this lightning. All right, cool. Oh, what? Agreed. Come on, there we go. I had to punch him in his haunches. Maybe you should watch some Pontiff lore because you have no idea. Oh yeah, he's got some pretty messed up lore. He's a pretty rough guy. He's a creepy villain. All right, so we got the Ring of Favor. We're not even going to really use it because the regular Ring of Favor is not great. Like, it's not bad, but and like if you're looking for a ring to use and you don't have any other particular ones that you need, it's a great one to kind of fill out your collection, but it's not super useful. I think it's only, let's see, how much does it actually even increase things by? Yeah, so it'll give us like a little over 30 health, 7 stamina, and 2.5 more equip load. The Ring of Favor +3 that you get from Ringed City, though, is actually pretty solid. I think it increases your health by like 20% and like stamina by, I think, 15% and equip load by 15%. So it's pretty good. All right, we could have gone back to turn in our souls, but this next part isn't too bad if we just run through it, and it'll save us some time because we got to go back and talk to Yulia anyways after we enter the next area, so. Camera got a little jittery there. Whee. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is a very, very DS1 area. Hey, old, how's it going? Yeah, the annoying archers, they are pretty rough. Yeah, I got pretty flattened there. I'm just don't mind me. I have a whatever this is just jammed in my shoulder. Oh, now it's gone. All right. And if you thought that area was very much like DS1, just you wait. Speaking of archers, have you ever done a bow run? I have. A bow run is very interesting. It's a little tough. I think especially the biggest problem is just that you're like limited on the amount of arrows you can have, so you really can't afford to fight much anything or miss much anything other than bosses, but yeah. So here we are in Anor Londo. But we'll be going back down in a moment. But yeah, bow runs are pretty cool. I think one of the tough things about a bow run is that like it is a very different way of playing. Like I like being melee and kind of getting into the fray and everything. Bows kind of require you to stay pretty far away, but thy spouse is ready. Lack of damage, yeah, that's I think the biggest problem. That's what Cinders and Convergence both did a fantastic job of fixing, as they made bows actually very, very viable. Especially Cinders mod, actually. I think playing a bow in Cinders is like really quite fun. So I do enjoy it there. But I think too, especially because you can't do any ripostes, so it's not like obviously like yeah, it's kind of worth doing parries, but not that much, because you just, you know, with not being able to do any sort of riposte, it's like you'll get a parry and then just do a tiny bit of damage afterwards, and it just is kind of like, eh. So it's not as satisfying. Parry headshot, that's true. Yeah, that can be pretty satisfying. The parry this, you filthy casual. Right into them. All right, so let's go ahead and meet our spouse, Anria Vestora. We got to go back down, and the next area is also going to be very, very reminiscent of Dark Souls 1, where we go to meet our spouse. And who wouldn't want to be getting married to this magnificent specimen? Rip Solaire, though, yeah. Poor guy. I don't know. I think I've done one playthrough of Dark Souls 1 where I actually saved Solaire, and just because I did, I made sure to use him on Gwyn, even though Gwyn is a rough one without getting Gwyn is a rough one to do without like having reliable parries. Bugs got to him before you got to in the game. Yeah. It's a sad story. A sad state of affairs. All right, Brash Armor is one of my favorites from the game, just because it looks really good and it's also very, very protective. It's very powerful armor. All right, before we get married, let's go ahead and check. One of these sides has something. I think it's the other side. The egg woman was. Let's see. If you're talking about from Dark Souls 1, this is where Gwendolyn was. Yeah, reversal ring. I don't even remember, or like I don't know what reversal ring really does. And like every time I've looked it up, it's been like, oh, it allows you to do actions that the other gender can do. And it's like that's what the ring says, but that doesn't answer what actions that the other gender can do is. I don't even know what that means. Makes you walk like the other gender. Okay, interesting. Because I know, at least in Dark Souls 1, there was actually a bit of a difference in things, even like down to parries, based off of what gender you were playing. But I'm not sure how much those differences exist in Dark Souls 3. I don't know how we're watching this whole cutscene. All right, where you're stabbing a woman. This is how you get married. in Dark Souls culture, the man stabs the woman in the face with the sword, and then you're married, I guess. I don't know about that one. But now we have essentially completed the that ending. I think that we got Chameleon, right? Yeah. I have to tell my missus you want a Dark Souls wedding. Actually, I can just homeward bone. Yeah, Dark Souls is, they've got some interesting customs in this universe here. Oh, you know, I just realized, since I used my homeward bone, I forgot. We actually are going to be fighting 2 more bosses before we fight Yorm, along with doing, Dancer and Dragon Slayer Armor. We'll also be doing Osiros and Champion Gundyr. I completely forgot those 2 are also accessible, so we'll do those, all those 4, and then that'll give us like a ton of souls, which will allow us to actually do Yorm pretty easily. I mean, again, not pretty easily, but it'll give us the best advantage against Yorm possible. So before this run, I actually, my only other like real actual challenge run, other than like a bow only or pyromancy only, was a broken straight sword only, which is basically this run, but you actually do upgrade your weapon and you have like a little bit of range and it's a little bit more damage. Fist only is like definitely the hardest run I've done. I would love to do a soul level 1 run at some point as well, because I think that could be really tough. Could do Dragon Slayer too. Patooey. Alright, I don't want to fight that guy. We'll see. If I die, I don't know. Maybe I should fight him, just because he's gonna make my life really hard. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna fight him. I can avoid him. If I die, then maybe I'll think about it, but... He's coming! Alright. Aldrich is going to be a frustrating fight. Just the arrow attack that he does is like such an annoying move. Alright, that is not great damage. And then I accidentally just kick him. So, we're gonna be here a while. Especially during phase 2. I'm gonna be needing all of my heals. Problem is, like, if you can attack the body, like the Gwendolyn body there, you will deal extra damage, but my fists just flat out are not able to hit that part. Alright. Oops, let's rotate around, there we go. So the arrows during this phase are no problem. It's just phase 2 that they really, really suck. Yes, go ahead and just do an attack. Oops. I do not want to be taking extra damage when I don't need to. I hate this attack because you really can't, like, you can't follow up with anything, otherwise you're just going to take a whole lot of extra damage. Oop, body. Got a little bit. Alright, he might be entering phase 2 early, we'll see. Yep. Alright, good attack. Easy to punish. And then he leaves those little things behind. You can bait him to go to whichever side you want by being farthest away from him. Oh, bad attack to whiff a dodge on. Oh, and he's already teleporting again. So he teleports to the opposite end of wherever you are, so you can kind of bait it to be on one end or the other. But you don't want to take too long to catch up to him, otherwise he'll start doing this. Nope. I was hoping I could maybe get One little extra attack there. It's gonna go over there. Okay, so the big thing is we just we want to be very careful when he does his arrows attack. That's the only one that like if we mess that up, it will guaranteed just kill us like instantly. So we have to keep an eye out for that one. This one. All right. Get to one of the pillars and circle it. All right. He's doing more of those. Let's catch up to him. And he's teleporting. Cool. Good fight. Yeah. No, let's just back up instead of whiffing the dodge again. Yeah, Aldrich is one of my least favorite bosses. I just don't find it a particularly engaging fight because you spend so much time just running around waiting for things to happen. And then when he does this, it's like you literally can't deal with it other than just running for like 15 seconds. Dang it. Undo your follow-up. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright. A little bit of damage. Not a whole lot. I should real quick switch over to Grass Crest Shield for this. I'll swap back when it's time, when I am about to get the souls. Alright, very good. That is an easy one to punish. Taking little bits of damage from the fire. It's gonna go over there. Alright, good. Yes, keep doing those attacks. I love it. I like that you can see just all sorts of like bones and everything. Like aesthetically, Aldrich is such a creepy, cool boss. Perfect. I don't think... Oh boy, wow, I'm surprised that one hit me. I don't think we're gonna kill him here, but we might be able to on his next spot. Oh no, we did get him, nice. I just gotta not die here. Alright, cool. Cool. I was expecting that one to take a little bit of time, but luckily it did not, so we were able... I mean, the fight itself took a long while, but the, we didn't have to take a while to progress on him. And there's no reason to get this other than just because I can, but we'll go ahead and get the Sun Princess ring. All right, so with that, it's time to head to Lothar Castle. Normally by this point, you would go and fight Yorm and do all that, and then that'll teleport you to Lothar Castle. But we're going to go to Lothar Castle early because I will have a much easier time fighting against the Dancer than I will against Yorm, or like any boss than I will against Yorm. So 25, 153. And it's like Yorm's moveset isn't inherently awful. It's not the hardest thing to deal with, but it is just such a long fight, and for it to be one of those fights where like if I make a mistake or two I could die, because he like the moveset isn't that difficult, but it is just a lot of damage that he deals, and so considering I'm using very light armor, getting hit would be like a almost guaranteed death. I did get an Estus Flask shard, so I want to make sure that I'm actually doing Yorm with the most damage possible and just the best chances, so that I lower that chance of messing up, or I lower that chance of a mess up happening super late into the fight. All right, let's go to Vort. I am excited for Champion Gundyr though. Like that boss is so difficult, but it's one of my favorite bosses just because it is so satisfying to get those parries. We may even go straight to there before we do Dragon Slayer armor, just because I want to do that. Although I don't like Osiris very much, so It will have to suffer through one kind of not great boss to get to one of the best bosses in the game. How many hours? If you mean, so hours for in total across all of like Dark Souls 3, I have, actually let's check right now. 749, although that's not including today's session. But in terms, on this playthrough here, we are at about hour 5. So, I guess actually I can check. Oops. Is it 4:23? Never mind. We're actually not even at hour 5. So we are going pretty fast. I think my like sort of record for how fast it's taken me to beat Dark Souls 3 is I think like 6 hours. With killing all bosses, but I mean that's going for like as overpowered as I can get. Then in Dark Souls 1, my record was actually I think like three hours, I believe, was how long it took me to get through. And I got through, like, it was, I had an afternoon where I was like, oh, I want to do something. Oh, let's play some Dark Souls 1, because I haven't played that in a while. And I played through it in just 3 hours, and I was like, oh, okay. I'll play through it again, I guess. Put 48 hours in DS1, nice. I mean, it's like, my first playthrough of DS1 took me, I think, like 25, 30 hours. So it's a tough, like, Dark Souls, the whole Dark Souls series, I think, has like some of the biggest learning curves and like the highest ceilings that exist in the game. Yeah, it's my first playthrough in Dark Souls 1. Oh boy, phase 2. My first playthrough in Dark Souls 1, I didn't even discover the Great Hollow at all. I didn't even know that was a thing. And I missed a few other stuff. Like, I fought every boss, but I missed a few other like big things that exist in the game. Oops. Oh boy. Let's heal up. Ah! Yeah, Calameet's a great boss. That whole DLC is great, but Calameet is definitely my favorite one of all of the bosses from that DLC. Oop. Yeah, that one was my bad. I mean, of course it was my bad that I got hit, but... Ooh, I thought that my roll was fine. I mean, the visuals of where she hit was not at all where I was, but I think I just rolled way too early. Graveyard Doggo, very sad. Yeah. Sif is my favorite boss from Dark Souls 1. I think like half the reason why is because like the lore and the setting and everything is so cool. And I mean, who wouldn't like a wolf that swings a sword around with its mouth? I mean, the idea is just so insane and awesome. But two, I think it's just a really like fun fight to learn. It's very satisfying when you do it right. All right, back to phase 1. This fight's really not too bad. So it's phase 2 gets a little scary, but really it just is kind of a time thing. Just take your time and be careful. Ooh, cheap shot. That was not good. Yeah. I knew as soon as I started rolling away from that attack, I was going to get punished. It's one of the easiest things to do in this game is the panic rolling, where it's like, oh, I'm getting hit, I need to just roll away. But a lot of times bosses are specifically designed in such a way that if you start rolling the second that you have control and just keep spam rolling away, they will punish you right at the end of any of those dodges. Especially since they have such crazy tracking. So it's usually, with a lot of these bosses, sometimes actually the best move when you're getting attacked by them is stay close to them, but just rotate around. But the other big thing is really just don't panic. Like, all of your dodges are very important. That grab attack, you definitely want to roll over to the left, because if you roll over to the right, you actually might get hit by the by the hand at the end of its rotation around. Ouch. See right there, that was like a super early dodge on my part, but I had enough distance because I timed the first dodge right. I don't remember, can you? I don't think you can riposte. I don't know if I've ever tried to riposte against Dancer, because I very rarely get enough hits in a row that I can actually do one. Usually I'll get just a few hits and then chill away for a little while she does whatever combo she's thinking of. Alright. Just spam that attack, I guess. Alright, phase 2. Oh no, I'm even bothering to get my souls. It's just 107. Alrighty, that is no problem. The schedule is no good. That's alright. Mine, neither is mine. Man, the follow-ups are just nasty. Punch, punch. Get under those swords. AoE. Definitely want to be behind her whenever you can. The same goes for when she does her her spinny attack, because if you are behind her, it doesn't actually hit you. All right. Oh my gosh. Worst part is if that first attack of that combo hits you, it staggers you. So like unless you have really good poise, it's going to stagger you, so you're going to end up getting hit by the follow-up. Okay, wow. That one did not go how I expected. Tough. It is a very tough fight. I mean, if I had more damage, then it would be even better. But it is kind of tough to have that more damage. Although, really, what I can do for now, at least, is have my Lloyd Sword Ring. It's not great because I'm not going to be at full health all the time, but. Because you're only just talking about trying to roll as soon as you're yeah, it is very funny. Like it's so easy to like when I like think about it afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah, I just kept rolling there or whatever. But then like when you're in the moment, it's like, oh, I got attacked, you know, unga bunga, must roll. Little goblin brain just thinks I must just roll out of the way and nothing else will work. Oops. Let's just go ahead and ember. Please don't attack me while I'm embering. Yeah, that attack is a scary one. Because she goes running after you. It's the AoE. Yeah, so this is definitely, oh boy, this is definitely helping our damage a bit. But we do have to be quite careful. Oh, I appreciate that, Smo. I appreciate you checking in. It was worth it. That's very nice to hear. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Normally what I do is, oh, slaps. Normally I play games, like I had before this been working through like Terraria, and I've done the whole Souls, like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and like a few other games here and there, but like I did SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom and A Hat in Time, but some of my favorite games are the Souls series, and I figured, you know what, doing a challenge mode thing would be really fun. A good voice for a streamer and being talkative, awesome. Just missing the beard. Yeah, I used to have a bit more of a beard, but I cut it down into more of a slightly goatee, a goatee-esque shape. Oh boy. Cannot see anything. I was purely going by the sounds of the attacks for as to which ones she was doing. I was lucky there. That last roll was a little early. I have a goatee as well as a mustache. Nice. Don't have sides yet. Ooh, stab. Yeah. Remember she did some sort of follow-up. Keeping it short for now. Nice. Yeah, that's it's been a long while, like, oh whoops, I don't even know why I kept attacking there. I knew she was gonna do another one. But I unfortunately don't grow hair super or don't grow, well, until recently I didn't grow beard hair very well, but now at the age of 23, I actually don't remember what my age is, 23 or 24, finally it started growing in pretty regularly. So, ow. Gandalf beard, but not gray. Nice. Oh boy. Yeah. So someday I'd like to see if I can just grow my hair out that far. Get the wise old man beard. It's the AoE. Nope. Oof. I got really lucky that was the attack she decided to follow up on. 24 makes you look like you're 15. Nice. She usually does another follow-up after that. I am having a lot of trouble actually hitting her here. Oh boy. Who is this lanky fella? The Dancer of the Boreal Valley. A nice and creepy boss. One of my favorite ones from a design perspective, but also Dancy Man, but also just a really, really fun one to do. I think it's amazing they did a great job of making the boss fight actually feel like a dance. Alright, heal up. I'm low on Estus, so I probably should keep doing that, but I want to be at full health for my Lloyd Sword Ring. Got some smooth moves, yeah. Nope, dang it. Once again, I saw that she was doing the follow-up attack, and I was just like, oh, let me still get another attack in and just take damage. That's a great idea. Oof. The Omega combo. Alright, I started panic rolling. And I almost paid the price for it. Nope. Just a few more hits. Alright, let's give her some distance. Oh, it was produced to be offbeat to make her attacks harder. Interesting. I honestly, yeah, that's not surprising. Alright, cool, we did it. Whew. Harder than I was expecting, but I mean, it's just Dancer is such, again, it's just a really good fight, but it's a really tough one because it's like you really want to follow certain moves with other certain things, but it is truly a dance the entire way through. Subconscious, yeah. If you do it with no music, it makes it easier. Interesting. I've never tried that, but I wouldn't be surprised because yeah, I think it's you get really into the swing of things of like everything, and then if you with the music coming in, it's kind of almost distracting. It's interesting. So yeah, there's a breakpoint at 27 health. Once you go past that, any health that you gain will be less, and then I think the next breakpoint is at 40, if I remember correctly, either 40 or 50. So we're gonna keep it at 27 for, I mean, honestly, maybe for the rest of the playthrough. I don't know if it's gonna go past that, because we want to level up our strength and dexterity as much as possible right now. We need 28, 351. Let's just start selling stuff. We're not gonna need fire bombs, or any of this. Or any of this. Alright, it's good enough. Ashen 1. Doing a soft cap and 49 is hard cap, yeah. It's it is very strange that it's such like these weird caps, but it definitely gets like really not worth leveling unless you have like nothing else to level. And luckily, because of the way that this playthrough is done, like because of it being fist only, we don't need to do endurance pretty much hardly ever. And we don't need hello there, and we don't need to do vitality ever either, because we're not really caring about wearing more armor. Considering we're using Flynn's ring, like if we weren't using Flynn's ring, then maybe vitality would be kind of worth it, but otherwise it's really not. So we're gonna go ahead and sit at the bonfire here. By the way, for anyone that's curious that plays this game, best soul farm ever is right here. There's a bonfire right here, and every time you sit at it, it'll restore this Lothric Knight, and he gives a lot of souls whenever you kill him, so it's quite worth it. So it's essentially you kill him and then you just respawn at the, or you sit back down at the bonfire and then you kill him again. And if you want to get fancy, you can go for the other one, but it's not recommended because that one takes a little bit longer and sometimes is not in a good spot. Kick. You can parry these guys to deal with them pretty easily, but the parry timing is kind of tough. I mean, it's really not that tough, but I don't have a parry shield on me equipped right now, and he's attacking too fast and furious for me to really be able to do that. For me to be able to swap to it. So I'll just aim for cheesy backstabs. Cool. But yeah, so like when you kill him, he gives you 3,300. It's not a crazy amount, but when you have an actually strong weapon, you can just keep fighting him over and over and over again and get a ton of souls. Like you can set it up to be like I think pretty much every like 15 seconds you can kill like 15 to 20 with the armor every time. Yeah, it's as long as you just kill him each time, and it's just as long as you also have the Shield of Want and the Coveted Silver Serpent Ring, both of those two things will give you the extra souls. Theoretically, you could also farm some enemies in Archdragon Peak, which gives they give a spellcasting tool that increases soul gain by I think 20%, and so you can like kill and then quick swap to it before you actually get the souls and get that. I don't remember if there's any armor that gives you more souls. I don't think there is, so I think that's all that you can do. Yeah, the Winged Knights is I think the better farm, but it is a bit tougher. It's like it's probably about like 20 to 30% better to do the Winged Knight Winged Knights one, but it is a bit riskier, but it's also more engaging because you're actually like moving around and doing stuff, as opposed to this one where you just sit there and kill the same enemy for hours. All right, I do not want to fight these guys, especially without any fire. So we're just gonna sneak our way through. Do not want to get toxic either, so we're not even gonna loot what was there. We'll just make our way straight to Osiris. And in this case, I actually do believe I want... Ow! I believe I want to keep this shield. Because we want a high stability shield for Osiris. Actually, I should check. Once I'm not being chased by these guys, I should check to see how the stability of the other one is. I love this cutscene. I'm gonna watch it. Oh yeah, the boss lore is insane. This guy's got like the coolest boss lore of all of them, but the fight is really not fun. Ah, you ignorant slaves. Finally taken notice, have you? I don't know if you've ever heard the audio, the cut audio from during this boss fight was like really rough. So like the lore here is that his child was born invisible, but he's blind, and so he doesn't really notice. But like at one point, he's like trying to get Ocelot to like Ocelot is just crying and everything, and he doesn't realize how like sort of disfigured Ocelot is, and so he's like you know, trying to get Ocelot to like to actually really do something and be like become a dragon, and Ocelot just won't do it, and eventually he just gets all like so frustrated, and he just in the cut audio he slams Ocelot into the ground, and you hear like blood sounds and everything. It's brutal. Dear little Ocelot. This is a weird position we're in right now. Don't be afraid. Oh, nice. I staggered him so he didn't do his annoying attack. Art born a child of dragons. Jumpies. Alright, there we go. My dear little Ocelot. While he's slowly heading towards me, let's see. 58, yeah, so 58 is a pretty big difference, so we don't really need the stamina as much. We're not going to be doing super consistent attacks, because this guy moves very much like a Pontiff beast. So, we'll be using our shield a lot for that. Yeah, this guy's gonna be a mess. Oh boy, he's already in phase 2. Alright, got some good hits. Ocelot! Alright, he's gonna do a charge. No, he's doing this first and then a charge. No, no charge. Wow, surprised. Spin. And then charge. No, spin again. Come on, I know you want to do a charge. There it goes, yep. I tried to roll in between his legs and I got caught on one of them. Alright, charge again. He really just slam his baby. Yeah, it's a little sad and creepy. This guy's a bit of a monster. Yeah, it's the Osiris here and the other boss that we'll be fighting, Champion Gundyr, are both optional bosses, but they're very worth fighting, both just because of the souls you get and also because of what they unlock. Plus, defeating Osiris will allow us to go to Archdragon Peak, which is actually another one that I forgot about we can go to get more souls. Charge. Nope. It's so tough to get like really good hits on this boss during this phase, especially with fist only. So this is going to be a while. The biggest way to deal with him is when I'm attacking, just do not lock on, because you there's no consistency. Charge. Nope. I still like am trying to learn the AI for Osiris is very confusing. I'm still trying to learn it every time I play through. Okay. I think if he's too far away from you, he won't do his charge. Oh, nice, a staggered. Otherwise, I would have gotten hit there. But I think now he's going to try his charge. Nope. One of these times when I call that he's going to do his charge, he actually will do his charge. The game just tells the AI to do whatever it wants. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like sometimes. There's no consistency. There really isn't. It's like, every time I do this boss fight, it feels completely different. And like, even the hitboxes feel different each time. Alright, but I think I'm getting a sort of good strategy. Just hang out around his butt. There's the charge. And of course, that's the one time I didn't call it. I was thinking of calling it. But you also don't want to be too far away from him, because he's got some annoying attacks that he does with distance. Oh boy. I knew he was going to do the charge, but I got stuck under his legs. No, please, he's going to charge again. Alright. I think really in that case, when I was getting carried with him, the best thing to do would have been to lock on and put my shield up. You don't get why he's screaming. He's angry. Oop. Wow, that was even through. That broke my my shield, or staggered me. Asserting dominance. Yeah, he's just. All right, come on, get back in the corner there. That worked really well last time. Also, yeah, he mad. No, no, that's bad. All right. He's the king of dragons. I actually don't know what, I think he's like part dragon, but so I believe the lore for this guy involves him being somewhat involved with Seath, the Scaleless, I believe. Went mad trying to figure out how to become immortal. Yeah, that's right. Man, I really got to catch up on my Vati video. All right. Not too bad. Took a little bit to really get into the swing of things, but we got it. So I think I'm actually, before I do Champion Gundyr, I think I'm actually going to do Archdragon Peak. So, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do Nameless King or Gundyr first. I definitely want to do the Wyvern first, because the Wyvern is easily done with this, with fists only, because it's literally not different fists only or non-fists only. He was the king of Lothric. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm trying to backhand. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So the thing is, I also, before I even fight Yorm, if I want to, could do both DLCs. I don't know if that would be worth it or not, because they are also going to be really tough, but it might be pretty worth it. All right, good night, Smo. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for following. I appreciate it very much, and I appreciate you talking in chat a bunch. Don't have anything today, so it's fine. No worries. Nice. It's like 5 a.m. Wow. Good luck with sleep. Thank you very much for watching the stream. I appreciate it. All right. Once again, nothing to be gained from Osiris's soul, so we'll go ahead and sell it. Or we'll use it for its souls. Its solely residue. And then we'll do a little bit of Archdragon Peak, see how that goes. And I may give an attempt or two at the Nameless King. And I mean, again, mainly it's just that first phase. If that's going to be really tough, then I may come back to him. So we'll see. The tough thing is that I believe we're about to hit the first sort of cap on strength dexterity. So it's going to end up making things be a bit nasty going through. Dark Souls lore, the Paladrake's writings scripts drove people crazy. The ones who live as human / dragon. And he tried following it and obviously it went bad. And turned him into the monster he is now. Interesting. It's like, I really, I really like the Dark Souls lore and just the whole universe that they have set up. It's so cool. I am, so for a little bit of information about who I am, I'm currently at college. So I've already graduated from college once with a degree in mathematics, and I decided to go back to a different college to get a degree in game development and programming. And so that's kind of where I am right now, is doing game design and game development stuff. So stuff like the Dark Souls lore and like shows like Game of Thrones, movies like Lord of the Rings, all of those things, they're always very, very inspiring for how to write good lore. Because, like, man, these, like, the Dark Souls games have just the most phenomenal lore out of, like, any game I've played. And it's like, sometimes it's, you know, like, silly lore, like Big Hat Logan. He's called Big Hat Logan because he wears the big hat. But, like, there's other times where it's just, like, the stuff about Osiris and information about who Aldrich is and everything. It's like, it's all so cool and creepy. It's a really hard balance because a lot of Dark Souls has no answer, but also there's answers for so much not necessary. Yeah, that is I think one of the biggest difficulties, is that there's a lot of areas where it's just like you said, like there's not really an answer at all, and so you kind of are like, you know, left hanging with something. It's like, oh, this would be really cool if we knew why this was a thing or what this even was, but yeah, then there's some other things that it's like it's very obvious, but they end up having to explain it a bunch, and so it gets kind of annoying. But like, on the other hand, it is also sometimes kind of cool to have like a draw your own conclusions based off of the evidence sort of thing, which ends up being pretty cool. I don't remember if like from Dark Souls 1, crossbreed Priscilla, I don't remember if they ever directly acknowledged that her father was Seath the Scaleless and her mother was Guinevere, but I think like it's a really cool idea, and like I don't believe they ever actually directly answer that, but like there's enough hints in there that's like, oh, she's like, you can tell she's kind of part dragon, but she's also humanoid and everything, so it's just a very neat thing. Yeah, it's not directly said Nameless King is firstborn son of Gwyn, so that's like, it's like one of those things that you're like, I wish that we had a direct answer to that, because it would be very helpful to know. It would be like really cool instead of us making kind of these assumptions, but at the same time, yeah, it's heavily implied, so it's like you kind of assume that it is the case, and it makes for a much cooler story if he is, so it's pretty well accepted, I think. So yeah, we're just running through this boss fight because it's not a very good one. Convergence mod replaced this boss with Dragon Slayer armor, which I think was great, because it's an actual boss fight. It's not this big gauntlet thing. And I also love the Dragon Slayer armor fight, so one of my favorite parts of Convergence mod is that. One of my other favorite parts is that it removed half-light. Oh my goodness. How in the world did I get hit by that? Alright. Let's hope I get this right. I have a habit of messing up this this jump. Yeah. Alright. Jam our fist into him. Even a lot of the lores and item descriptions, which is like, because it's not rammed down your throat. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the other cool thing. Like, I love how they did. That's in games that I'm going to design in the future, like games that I've already been designing. I like to have lore be something kind of like that, where it's like you have the main lore, which is like, you're told the lore, you're shown the lore, everything happens. But then you have the extra lore that's hidden in things like item descriptions or things like that, and in like locations that characters are in. And I think that's like the best way to do it, because if you're interested in lore, you can get the lore, and if you're not interested in the lore, you don't even have to bother with it. So it's a really good mix. All right, so now is where we're gonna be having a little bit of trouble, because at the moment we're not going to even get any benefit to leveling dexterity and strength other than just a tiny bit here and there until we hit, I think, the 60s, or maybe it's 50s, but it's going to be a while before we start really getting good bonuses. So things are going to start getting a bit tough. Someone that's actually that's interested in hooking us up to everything, and the people who aren't bothered can just enjoy the gameplay. Exactly. It's a really, really nice mix. It's I wish that more games did lore kind of like how Dark Souls does it. Gonna grab a drink. All right, see you when you're back. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Flattened. All right, I hate this part. No, don't roll off. Don't roll off. Don't roll off. Oh, I roll off. I rolled off. Blech. I like panicked, rolled in the wrong direction, survived, but panicked because I thought I didn't survive and rolled in the other direction. I mean, that's the funny thing is, like, realistically, if you're gonna roll off, like, you're just gonna roll off. There's no need to keep panic rolling after that. But for whatever reason, it's just my instinct to be like, oh, I think I might fall off. I better roll some more just in case. Because, like, sometimes you can kind of stall yourself before you fall off if you roll back. But not often. It's usually just not worth doing it. Okay, well, that was... I don't know if I can really be blamed for that one. I blocked, and you just decided, nah. Yeah, so, there's a lot of enemies in this game that are kind of obnoxious. Like, the Pontiff beasts are very annoying. The angels in the Ringed City DLC are really, really obnoxious. There's some other enemy, like the crow guys from Ariandel are really obnoxious. But I think these guys may be my least favorite enemies in the game, especially because you have parts where there's like you fight two of them at once, and it's genuinely not possible unless you have like a bunch of fire bombs or unless you get super, super lucky, because they just deal so much damage and they never run out of stamina. Also, these guys suck a whole lot, but they're at least mostly pretty avoidable. Mostly. Alright. Yeah, you go ahead and roar. Angry dragon. This part sucks, though. Oh. I almost made it through, but I think I accidentally held down the sprint button instead of, like, while I was trying to roll, and so, because again, I have the two buttons on the back of the controller here, and one of them, or they both do B, so on one of them I was holding it down to run, on the other one I was pressing the button to sprint, which the sprint overrides, or I was holding down the button to sprint and pressing it to roll, and the sprint overrides the roll. So yeah, that character there that's shooting that, as well as the one in the earlier room, those are the ones that if you kill them, you get, you have a chance to get their staff, which will give you 20% increased soul generation. So let's go ahead and give the Nameless King a try, see how this goes. If it doesn't go very well, then we'll move on to other bosses. We have Champion Gundyr and Dragon Slayer Armor, which would be much easier than any of them. And then we also can potentially do the DLCs. So we'll see how those all go. The DLCs may end up being something that I actually decide to do after Yorm just because of how difficult they are. I got this, thank you. I believe in myself. We'll see. I'm going to have just such a tough time even hitting the head of this dragon. And dodge. All right. Yeah, better do a kick. All right, there's the fire breath. Bow. He's gonna do a follow-up. Man, yeah, this is gonna be rough. We can't really punish the head here because the fire actually extends behind the head a bit, so we gotta hit the neck, which is not great. Oh, only one, nice. Alright. And dodge. There's one attack during this phase I genuinely have no idea how to dodge, but I don't remember what it is. I just remember being very annoyed by it. Because I think I did this boss... I've played through the whole game one time on maximum new game level, and so I think on maximum new game level, this boss was just a nightmare. And again, it's like phase 2 is no problem. Like phase 2 I love, but phase 1 is not fun. Oh yeah, I remember actually now what it is. It's his lightning attack that does that same thing, but just does lightning. It's really awful. Yeah. Oh, that was a very fast attack. All right, I'm probably gonna be punished for this. No, wow, nice. I think because he was still doing other stuff, he didn't do any punish attacks. My lightning. Whoops. First phase is just gonna take a long while here. I believe he has a phase 2 of phase 1 here. So he's gonna start doing lightning attacks now, I believe, but we'll see. Can't even find his head. Alright, sometimes he does a third attack. Boom, 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 boom. Get back here, head. Oh, geez. I saw that. Oh, this is the awful attack. Yeah, I don't know how to dodge that one. Like, it's so annoying. Because it's got like a massive hitbox, and like the only thing I could think is just run away, but he actually changes its distance based off of where you are, so... Oh, okay, he's just spamming this. I guess I'll just hit the neck more. Nope, that was a very bad dodge on my part. Alright, and dodge. I don't think I need too many Estus flasks for the last phase, but we'll see. Alright, good, we can get a good riposte here. Probably should have actually gotten 1 or 2 extra hits in there, just every little bit helps. So we still got to take down the dragon all the way. I can't see him. Alright. We Gucci. Boink. Oh, no follow-up. Oh boy, I can't see anything. It keeps happening, like the dragon head gets moved just to the worst place. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised I lived that, but that's the attack I was talking about. Like, I was running away and he actually changed the distance to make sure it hit me. I guess... I don't know if I've tried running directly under him. Maybe I should try that next time I see him winding that attack up. Whew. That time I got lucky with the distance. That time I did not. Alright. Phase 2. Let me wipe my hands off. My hands are getting a little sweaty. Because this is pretty intense stuff. Alright. So the big way to fight this guy is just get like 1 or 2 attacks in at a time. Don't go for too much. Which means this is going to be a long fight. Phase, his second part when he starts doing the lightning attacks, 60%, is a lot easier than this first part. Because his lightning attacks are, in this phase, they're actually pretty easy to avoid. And they cause him to, like, channel for a bunch. Whoops. Oh, bad. Yeah. Man. It's like he punishes you so hard if you decide to go for an extra little thing. Yeah, welcome back. Just in time to see me get flattened. So we'll come back to this. Our damage is pretty low, but we can definitely do that. But I want to try and before we, because the stream is going to end in just a few minutes, I want to try and do Dragon Slayer armor real quick. So we're going to make our way to there, try and do that boss. If we die on him on our first try or whatever, then we'll probably just end the stream and pick up on it next time. But otherwise, we hopefully will be able to just kill him and then continue on. So it's going to be a lot of running through here. Because this whole part is just filled to the brim with enemies. Whew. And unfortunately, we have to go down and make another loop around here. Oh, right, there's a bonfire there. I forgot they take that out in Convergence, but it's actually in here. So I'll have to go back and grab that bonfire. It's not like it would be a huge run if I fail. Still fast rolling, right? Yeah. Alright, there's a lot of little stabby boys that land here. We'll just go ahead and... Ow! My arm! What have you done? Now I've got a new weapon. I can just, like, hit them with my arm. Hey. It's not very nice. I am very surprised by how much damage we're actually dealing. Like, it's surprisingly impressive. Obviously not nearly enough to deal like good damage against most enemies and most bosses, but still pretty good. And like at maximum level, like at 99, 99 in dex and strength, fists actually do, I think, like 250 damage per hit, which is, like, considering it's literally not a weapon, that's really good. But I don't remember that for sure. And I mean, the problem is we're probably not going to end up getting to 99.99 because that requires a lot of grinding. And usually pretty much the only way to actually achieve that is through New Game Plus. So there's the dragon toe there that we can attack, and then we can defeat the Pus of Man up there, but we are not adequately skilled to do that right now, considering we don't have any sort of fire. Any of the Pus of Mans, they end up getting staggered by fire, and they also take huge extra fire damage. So like when you can kill them, it's super worth it. Or when you can kill them, it's worth it because they give a lot of souls. And when you have fire damage is when you can realistically kill them. Otherwise, their attacks are way too difficult to punish regularly. Oops. Dang it. Did not actually want to go all the way down here. But it's fine. I don't need the Estus Flask shards. Or I don't need the Estus Flasks for... I don't need a full 14 Estus Flasks to fight Dragon Slayer armor, is what I was trying to say. So that was unfortunately a very tedious foray down below. I really wish this elevator just went faster. Like, there's this one and there's the other one at the Grand Archives that just, it takes so long. I don't know why. All right. So... Oh my goodness, hi there. He was waiting for me. All right. Let's do this. We'll see how this goes. I wonder how much damage he's gonna be taking. I like this fight a lot. I think it's a really cool one. Whoops, I did not mean to roll there, but it ended up working out. All right, that's not bad damage. I mean, it's low, but he's also got not super high health. This is another one though that like it's a very satisfying fight, because you kind of learn like direct ways to counter every one of his attacks. Because he doesn't have too many attacks, so it's just a very fun one. Cinder's mod also really overuses this this model, or not this model, this skeleton. Like in Cinder's mod, I think there's a total of 5 bosses that use this. One of them being Dragon Slayer armor, and then the other 4 being ones that they added in that literally just use the Dragon Slayer armor moveset. It's just kind of like, okay, we get it. He's a giant humanoid character. All right, phase 2. And do the charge. Cool. Ow. Oh, boy. Whew. Now we're about to get meatballs rained from above. Meatballs rain from above. There they are. And do the wide swing. Oh, that was a bad dodge. Wow. I'm punished. Oh. Alright. We're good. We're alive. I should have died from taking an Estus there. Alright. Easy punishable attack. That is also the weapon art you get for his soul. It's really awesome. Alright, charge him A. And plump. Ow, meatballs! Alright. Almost there. This is the laser beam that guy is charging up. I'm gonna wait for a second to make sure. Yep, there it is. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't actually gonna get hit by it. You can tell which one it is by the sound of it. That one was like a sort of like in raising sounds, like whoop. Yeah. Ow. Let's get some distance. Heal up. Meatballs are coming. Oh, that's laser beam. Oh boy. All right, now that was meatballs. Whew. That is some range you got there, my dude. All right, we got to be careful now because we're actually running low on Estus. I mean, 4 is still pretty good, but... All right, do an attack. He's just waiting for the meatballs. Wah! And the follow-up. Nope, no follow-up. And charge. And follow-up. You definitely do not want to start attacking until he's actually landed that follow-up, because it tracks you really heavily. Also, the center there helps to defend against the meatballs, but it is very tight corridors, so it's pretty risky. I took a lot of damage from those meatballs. Wow. Nice. We're getting a little bit aggressive here, just since we're so close to the end. Probably should take it a bit more chill. These are like 2 hits away, I think. Maybe even 3. Well, definitely 3 if one of those is a backhand. There we go. Ah! That would have been awesome if that killed me. Alright. Oh. Shield. Alright, there we go. So that's Dragon Slayer armor. Really nice, awesome fight. So, also, a lot of these fights I've been ending, like, with my very last Estus Flask. It's pretty crazy. So we're going to go ahead and just move up to the archives here, but we can't go in yet until we defeat Yorm, because there's normally a key here that just won't be existent. So we will not be able to continue doing this area until after we defeat Yorm. So our next options are, we have Champion Gundyr, which we're probably going to do next, and then we have the Dragons, what in the world? Nameless King, sorry, I don't know, I couldn't remember that. And then we possibly have the DLCs. We'll see how they go. Champion's Grave Tender might be possible. The other one I don't know about. But if I can get Sister Freed, I can do all of the Ringed City DLC. I don't want to say no problem, but I can definitely do all of the Ringed City DLCs. So if we can get to that point, then it should be smooth sailing. We'll be able to get a ton of levels very, very easily. And then that'll get us super beefed up for when we go back to fight against Yorm, which will be probably the toughest fight in the whole playthrough, other than Soul of Cinder. I have a lot of trouble with Soul of Cinder. It's a tough boss.